So hiking, a little day hike today with the dogs. So I can get those in there.
Little dog.
This is Brixie's first hike, and I think it's the first hike that Jackson's been on since he had his leg surgery last year. So it seemed like a great day to get him out. We're just doing like 7 miles today. Just got about 25, 30 pounds of weight in our packs. Again, still, they're pretty new packs. I'm a big fan of trying out gear before you have to rely on it. In the trail, it's one thing to get 7 miles out and realize your water filter doesn't work, or you're missing tent stakes like I mentioned in my last video. It's another thing to do it when you're in the middle of an overnight or a week-long hike. So really encourage people to get out and try their stuff. So still trying out the shoes. Probably have about 25 miles now on the Ultras, and I think we really both like them. We're both wearing the same shoe, and I think we'll probably switch to those for our hike. We got a new water filtration system. We're moving from pump filter, which is kind of heavy and cumbersome, and it's easier with 2 people, to just the Sawyer Squeeze, and so we can both just pack one of those, and super easy. I'll maybe demonstrate it
5 miles in 1 hour 40.
But yeah, it's good just to get out and get some miles on the feet, try to get those ready, and keep trying out gear and get the puppies out.
Yeah, the puppy's out. It's only, what, 30 minutes away from home?
Yeah,
So.
just out walking around.
And
Yeah, just walking around Mima Mound. Like I said, the dogs have been great.
and there's mountain horses,
Eager
and
hikers.
mountain hikers and trail runners, and out here. So it's kind of fun that everybody can use the trail together in harmony.
So we'll have some pictures we'll throw in here, and I think Fawn took some other videos of the dogs hiking. So we'll get all that. So talk to you soon.
Get the rocks in the box, get the water right down to your socks. This bulkhead's built of fallen brethren bones.
So in our hike, I talked a little bit about changing our water filtration system, and so I want to talk a little bit more about that. This is what we are switching to. It's the Sawyer Squeeze. And so I want to talk about a couple of the advantages and disadvantages of it, and talk about what we were using, which is this, which has been a great filter. Couple of things I don't like about this one, and why we're switching to this. So there's a pump. It's a little cumbersome to use, as you can see. One of the disadvantages is you gotta find a puddle of water, or a stream or a lake or something. But you need something with some depth to it, which isn't always easy out there. There's some places on the trail where your water source is a spigot, a pipe with some water trickling out of it, and so this doesn't cut it. Some of the smaller springs just have a small trickle, so we've had to dam up a little puddle just to build up enough room to be able to sink this in and pump. It's also very it's kind of tricky for one person to do it. You've got this that needs to be in the water, you have to pump, this has to go to your water bottle or your bladder, whatever it is you're using. So it really is easier with 2 people, and oftentimes that's not an option. So that also makes it difficult. It's also heavy. It weighs I don't know, like almost a pound, I think. It's 18 ounces, something like that. And so it gets heavy, and you have a bag you carry it in, other bag, because you don't want this hose, which is going into your water source, your bladder or your bottle, to get contaminated by the dirty water that's going to be in this bag. So there's just lots of moving parts to it that just make it not real nice to use. So some advantages to this: it's simple, it's lightweight, it just slides in a pocket in your bag. Or what a lot of people like to do with it is just put it on a smart water bottle instead of using a bladder. We've moved away from using bladders, and That's not for everybody, but it's what we like to do. With a water bladder, if you're hiking long distances, you just don't know how much water you have left. Hey, they're hard to fill up when they're in your pack, and you just have no knowledge of how many liters of water you have left. So we like smart water bottles. They're really easy to use. They fit easy in the side of your pack. You can buy a 1 liter bottle, so it's easy to keep track of what you have. And they just simply screw on the top of a smart water bottle. So you'll see lots of people hiking with just this, and you just drink straight out of the top of it. If you have more time, what I don't like about that, what I found, is drinking straight out of it. I get a lot of air, kind of like drinking through a straw that's got a little crack in it. So you get a little bit of air bubbles coming through when you drink. That's probably the biggest thing that I don't like about it. Plus, as you squeeze water out, the bottle has a tendency to stay sucked in. So every now and then you gotta kind of release the air, so the pressure releases. So I don't like that about it. But this is one option. This is a fast option. What you do have to keep track of, though, is then all your water bottles are dirty water. So you fill up the water bottle and you just drink straight out of it. They come with this bag, which I'm not a huge fan of. If you've ever tried to fill one of these up in a slow-moving, shallow stream, it's hard to fill this thing up. So what we're switching to this year is this Ceanoc bag, the Vecto bag. Super easy to fill up. This whole bottom part opens up, and then it's got just a screw top on this end that you can connect a Sawyer Squeeze to. So there's a couple of ways you can use this at a water source. So you can fill it up. You buy get this little coupler. They're like $2, and it screws onto the end of the Sawyer. And then you can attach your water bottle directly to that. And then a couple of things that does. It allows you to use it as a gravity feed system. If you are in camp at night, maybe you've hauled a couple of liters to camp and you just want to set it up and use it as a gravity feed. Super easy to just hang up on a tree or whatever's close by, and just let it drip. I think it does 1.5 liters a minute or something like that. So as you can see, the water just automatically kind of goes down through there. If you're at a water source and you're in a hurry, you can just roll it up and you can push the water down through there. It goes even faster. You can see it's really moving now. And then you can just carry your water bottles with you and just drink out of them normally without using the Sawyer to drink through. So not quite as fast. So if you're in a hurry, this is the way to go. If you have time, I think I prefer that way. You just have to really keep track of which water bottles you put dirty water in and which are clean. The last thing you want to do is get Giardia because you've lost track of what water bottle you're using. So the one thing you have to do with this every now and then, like with any filters, you have to clean it. So you have to back flush it, which is super easy with that little blue collar. You just hook it on and take water that you've filtered and just push water back through the other end of it. So I think it's what we're gonna use. They're super lightweight. We both can have one as opposed to having one person carry around that big clunky filter. So that's what we're gonna do this year out on the trail. So I'll probably, which is about 2 months away. We're still about 2 months from when we're gonna hit the trail. So I'll probably make a couple more videos, maybe one kind of showing the route we're going and what our resupply and food situation looks like. And then maybe right before we leave, do a kind of the what's in my pack sort of a video where I'm just going through the different things that we're gonna be carrying down there. And then once we hit the trail, I'll try to post the cool stuff that we see. This stuff gets kind of boring. I want to get out there and see what Oregon has for us. So we'll be, like I said, maybe 2 more videos between now and July. So we'll talk to you then.